get the fuck up.
So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, leave the body till we black out. So get the fuck up.
Best days passes by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. Be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal. Run out when things don't go to plan. I kinda lose my mind. I hope it's real, this life comes around. Just keep your faith and search for the fountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. Will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay eternal.
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel. We are back with our matchday live streams. The last one we did on this channel was probably the dullest game I've ever watched in real life in Manchester City versus Man United. I don't think I've seen a duller game than that. A 0-0, two sides with no interest in scoring goals. Well, today, hopefully, it's something different as Manchester City take on Everton, the final ever game at Goodison Park for this Manchester City side, as it will be knocked down and they will move to their new stadium. Is it called? I can't remember what it's going to be called now, the new stadium, but they will be moving there come the end of the season, in for the new season as well. So looking at the Everton side, looking at the City side, we'll run through the team right now. Everton starts off in a 4-3-3. They start with captain Jordan Pickford in goal. It is Jake O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mikolenko, the back four. James Garner, Idrissa Gueye and Abdoulaye Doucouré in the midfield three. Up front is former Manchester City man Jack Harrison, and Jai on the left, who is the danger man, and Armando Broja gets the nod today ahead of other strikers like Beto. It's Broja who gets the chance. They've got around a £30 million option to buy him from Chelsea. I'm pretty sure they won't be triggering that, but he is in there for them today. Everton, they're safe, and this is a chance for David Moyes to try some of those players out. As for Manchester City, no return for Edison, who picked up injury in the last one. He will be staying out injured. In comes Stefan Ortega Moreno. It's a back four of Mateus Nunes at right back, Diaz and Vardiol, defensive centre-back partnership, and on the left-hand side, it's Nico O'Reilly at left back. The youngster starts there once again. The midfield, it's Nico, Gundogan and captain Kevin De Bruyne. A front three of Omar Mamouche, Bernardo Silva and Savinho. Now, according to the journalists, this is going to be a bit of a front two for City and more of a 4-4-2. So Gundogan and Nico are going to start in the midfield. It's going to be De Bruyne and Bernardo in the wide areas, and then Savinho and Mamouche playing as strikers. Apparently, that's the way it's going to look. We'll see when the game kicks off how it does line up, the way things look. They've got Brentford versus Brighton, Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth, and then later on today, West Ham versus Southampton as well. On the bench for Manchester City, we've got Scott Carson, Mateo Kovacic, Jack Grealish, Jeremy Doku I would have liked to have seen start today. Manu Akanji is back from surgery and back in the City side. Abu Kadir Kozanov, Phil Foden, Rico Lewis and James McAtee. So a nice strong City start 11. I think really, if I was picking the start 11 from what I can see, I'd probably have Doku in there for Bernardo. And I would say that was a City side that I was happy with. But Pep Guardiola decides against it. Savinho in there with Marmouche and Bernardo Silva in that sort of front three, that the way it's looking. I think it's going to be a tough game for City. This is going to be one of their last few games at Goodison Park. Everton looking to try and make it, a real memory for the fans, and a big win over Manchester City certainly could do that, don't you think? We'll have to see how that does go. But I'm not so sure if we see how City are going to play next season. Sometimes you think maybe that Pep Guardiola will change things this season. We can see sort of a glimpse towards next season. I don't know. I mean, personally, we've seen Pep Guardiola pick his favourites a lot of the time. Bernardo Silva in there again today, I think, is one of those that I don't think should be starting for Manchester City, but that's Pep Guardiola's decision. I don't think Bernardo should be starting today. I think it should be probably McAtee. I'd rather have James McAtee or Doku in there. I think he's outperforming Bernardo Silva at the moment. Captain Kevin De Bruyne, he can make an impact, I'm sure, which will be important for City. We need him to, really, because he's the only creative player in the team. Pep Guardiola spoke in his press conference this week about how City have, we beat Leicester City, I think 2-0. He said he had 2 chances, that was it. He said, even if the other team scores goals, Manchester City usually we create 10 chances in a game. And we haven't been doing that this season. We haven't been creative enough. And that comes from that midfield, that sort of creative power of Kevin De Bruyne. It's him and no one else, isn't it, really? And that's very frustrating. And when De Bruyne's not at it, Phil Foden certainly hasn't been creative. Savinho and Doku not to enough high enough level. We've certainly lacked sort of the finishing. We've certainly lacked quite a few things, haven't we, this City team, I would say. Because the output has not been there, has it, from these younger players? Savinho's only 20, 21. You can expect that. The same for Jeremy Doku. He's a little bit older. Phil Foden, who was a key player for City last season, just dropped off massively in his numbers. I think the sign of Omar Mamouche might have just saved Manchester City's season a little bit. I think without Omar Mamouche, with Erling Haaland out injured, you're looking at that City side and you're saying, where are the goals coming from? And you think, they're not coming from anywhere. There is no goals coming for the City side at all with that 11. So that is a good thing that we did sign Mamouche, but I think it can't stop there. I think we need. We saw an absolutely crazy game at Old Trafford the other night. If you watched that in the Europa League, Man United and Lyon, And we saw the ability of Ryan Cherky, who seemed like a real exciting prospect. City heavily linked with Morgan Gibbs-White at the moment of Nottingham Forest. Apparently City are favourites to go and sign him if he was to leave Forest. I mean, a lot of saying that's an underwhelming signing. City have got some homegrown problems in the squad because we've, you know, the likes of Grealish are expected to leave, Stones, and some others as well. But I think personally Morgan Gibbs-White's a good player, but not a £100 million fee. I think if City are signing for 60 million, you say, yeah, that's fair enough for an English player. A premium you pay for a player of that quality. If we're paying 100 million for Morgan Gibbs-White, then we're not going to get back to the level that the City side want to be. Certainly not going to get anywhere near back to the level that City want to be. But I think he's fitting that hole really well where Kevin De Bruyne is. I saw a very interesting question on social media, and I really liked it. And it was, compare yourself to the 4 Champions League semi-finalists. So you got Arsenal, Inter, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and the 4th one is, who's the 4th one? In the Barcelona. Would Morgan Gibbs-White start for any of those 4? Any player we sign, we should be looking and saying, would they start for one of those 4? And if the answer is no, they're probably not good enough to be at Manchester City, are they? Because that is where we want to be again next season, in a Champions League semi-final, in the Champions League final, and looking to win European trophies. And that isn't possible, I don't believe, maybe. Or a lot of City fans don't believe, if Morgan Gibbs-White was to sign to the club. And I'd like to know what you guys feel. So let us know in the comments today as well. You can share it with us. What do you think of Morgan Gibbs-White to Manchester City? A lot of talk is being going on about it at the moment. And the City players and also the Everton players now in the tunnel entering onto the Goodison Park pitch. And no Vita Heist, no Oscar Bob in the City side today. Out in Manchester doing a bit of shopping is Vita Heist. Apparently he's been pictured in I don't know, Selfridges or somewhere, getting himself some new clothes for, well, a lot of not doing a lot of playing football, to be honest with you. He's not played much at all. So here we go. City coming out onto the pitch at Goodison Park, ready for a big one, which is massive for City, trying to get top 4, isn't it? Newcastle have leapfrogged City now into 3rd, and Forest as well. I mean, Forest might actually drop out of top 4, which would be a big shame after such a good season for them. Maybe they can get Europa League at the end of it. I mean, you know, Champions League just one step too far for Nottingham Forest, understandably so. And the players are on the field now, so I'm expecting a good game. I really am expecting a good game here. Interestingly enough, all the Everton players have got sort of a jacket on, barring Mikalenko. Why is that? Anyone know that? So here we go. 2-0 City, says Andrew. Well, that's it. Let us know in your comments your score predictions. Let us know who you think is going to come out on top here. City or Everton, what the score might be. Who's going to be the key players in today's game? Well, for Everton, you're saying probably Njai. Doucouré, he's quite involved, isn't he? And maybe Jared Branthwaite at the back. He's going to have a good game alongside Tarkowski. Perhaps to keep Omar Mamouche quiet. As a City, as always, Captain Kevin De Bruyne. I think he is going to be the key player today. I'm liking the Vardiel-Diaz partnership. I don't know if Pep will continue with that next season. We could see City go back towards Vardiel playing at left-back. But I quite like him at centre-back. I think he really helps City in the build-up with the play. Trying to, you know, just break down those teams from deep. You know that team's going to sit back. And we know that Vardiel's got that better ability in the ball than maybe a Manu Akanji or Nathan Ake. And Abu Qadir, Kusanov, and City have struggled in the defensive areas. Now we've got too many centre-backs. I mean, Kusanov, Akanji, Vardiel, Diaz, John Stones, Nathan Ake, Vita Heist. That's like seven centre-backs, isn't it, straight away in the side. And then in the full-back areas, we've got 2 midfielders playing that. So certainly somewhere we're looking to address. Whether Pep Guardiola decides to change things up this next season, we don't know. There has been suggestions I see on social media from people with connections in the club that could we see Pep Guardiola go to a back 5 next season or a back 3? That could be a change that he makes, a development he makes. We'll have to see. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see what's going to happen. But I'm not sure really. Abu Qadir Kusanov not been in the side since for quite a while. I think City fans might be a little bit disappointed with, you know, how key he was for the City team, and then he's not been in the team for quite a while. Has he? Since then, I'm worried about today's game. I'll be honest. I'm worried about today's game. I don't believe this is going to be an easy game for City. I think Everton are going to give us a really good game. I think we've got to play to a good level today. We need to defend well because on the counter-attacks, the likes of Njai and so on are going to be pretty dangerous. Looking for a City win, not an easy game for MK. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's not an easy game at all. I am a little bit worried that we're going to get caught in the counter quite a few times. So handshake between Kevin De Bruyne and Armando Broja, and there also with James Tarkowski, the Everton captain. City in the third kit today. Captain De Bruyne, hopefully we're going to see a top level game from him as well. So Kevin De Bruyne giving the team talk to City players. Pep Guardiola was on the field actually during the warm-up. That is something that is unusual for Pep Guardiola. But he was looking around. I think he knows it's his last game. The last game at Goodison Park, and he looked around to try and enjoy it. Taking the scenes of Goodison Park, which will be the last time City play here at this ground. I don't know what's going to happen to the historic stadium Everton. I think it's going to be knocked down and it's going to be made into probably housing. That's usually what happens in those areas, isn't it? But I'm excited to see what the new stadium is like as we have kickoff underway here. Manchester City versus Everton. Big roar from the Evertonians. Long ball straight away. And a header won by Nico, but Branthwaite gets into the box and Diaz heads it away towards Idrissa Gana Gate. Down to Mikalenko, who flicks it over the top in behind O'Reilly. Wins the header, O'Reilly. Referee says no foul. Well, Savinho's off the left at the moment from what I can see. Marmoush to the middle, crossing by Everton at the start of this one. Into the hands of Stefan Ortega. Ruben Diaz wanted a foul. The linesman said no for that one on Nico O'Reilly. Now Stefan Ortega with a chance again in the City starting 11. Ortega for Manchester City. Well, we definitely lose something in the build-up in Ortega's ability on the ball. He's nothing like Ederson. He's nowhere near as good as Ederson. No way at all. In 56 Premier League meetings, City, I think, have only won 27 of the games here at Goodison Park. Everton have drawn 3 and won 1 and lost 1 of their last 5 games. The last game, they beat Nottingham Forest by 1-0. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Past Garner. Good physicality from the young man. Wide to left to Omar Mamouche, who's drifting his way through. Mamouche onto Savinho here. And Savinho pulls it back to De Bruyne and cleared away by Mikalenko. And a bad start there by Manchester City. Omar Mamouche weaving his way through on the left-hand side. Finds Savinho, tries to pull it back to Kevin De Bruyne. Throwing for Nico O'Reilly to be taken on this far left-hand side. O'Reilly. Only 20 years of age, but he's found his place in the City side left back, and he's a starter there now as he's tackled, but he's going to go and win it back. Off Broja out for a City throw again for O'Reilly. Looking for someone to throw it into here, O'Reilly. Simon Hooper is the man in charge today at Goodison Park. Here's Savinho, good feet from the Brazilian. Pokes it through to Nico. Nico Gonzalez. Wide right to Bernardo Silva, starting the right-hand side. Bernardo. Matheus Nunes. Back wide to Bernardo Silva. It's a hefty pass. Bernardo out of position as well. Can't control it, Bernardo Silva, and it goes behind for a throw-in. Well, I think Bernardo will still be at City next season. He's going to try and run down his contract and leave on a free. Frustrating, really, when he's asked to leave maybe 2-3 seasons in advance before that. Here's Jordan Pickford for Everton. Tarkowski under pressure from Savinho. Wide left towards the full-back, and Everton have played out really well there. James Garner onto a Doucouré, and round the corner here. They've opened City up. Broja, and a brilliant challenge by Ruben Diaz. Gets the foot in, wins it back for City. Gundogan. Not aware of his surrounds at all here, Ilkay Gundogan, and he gives it away. It's poor from the German. And then Njai takes a poor touch, and Kevin De Bruyne picks up for City. KDB. In towards Marmouche. Marmouche with a heavy touch as well. Cleared by Everton. It's a bit scrappy at the moment, both sides. Making mistakes in possession, giving the ball away. Tackled by Nico. It's flicked off Harrison and back into City possession on the halfway line. Nico turns away from Doucouré. He give it back to Everton and he wins it back again after a poor touch. Very scrappy opening 3 minutes here. Both sides taking heavy touches, making the wrong pass, and so on. Vardiol wide left to Savinho. Back to Joško Vardiol. Big switch by Vardiol to wide right to Bernardo Silva. It's a lovely ball by the Croatian. Here's Bernardo in behind towards De Bruyne. Cross the box by De Bruyne and cleared away by Everton. Ilkay Gundogan making the late run through the middle there. The furthest man forward, but couldn't get on the end of the cross from De Bruyne. Well defended by Everton. Throwing City down this right-hand side. Matheus Nunes. Pep Guardiola said he's not going to ever be intelligent enough to be a midfielder, but he can make a good right back. Nunes into Marmouche here up against Branthwaite. He's turned him. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Crossing on the foot here towards Ilkay Gundogan. He takes it down really well here. Defended well by Garner. Back out to Nico. And on to Vardiol. Nunes wanted that off Nico. Here's Ruben Diaz, the clipping. Headed away by Tarkowski. Down to Nico again. He heads it back into the middle. Marmouche's offside. And Nico's being told here by the City players just to stop. Well, Marmouche thought he was offside, but Nico's saying he wasn't. He should have gone for it. He headed it back into the box, did Nico. Marmouche was there. Well, Marmouche thinks he's offside, so he leaves it, but I think he could have been onside. He should have played on and took the risk. Jordan Pickford for Everton. Rolls it out towards James Garner. Former Man United youth system player. He's come through that system, hasn't he? Found himself at a good Premier League level at Everton. But forward by Pickford. Harrison down towards O'Brien. Won back by Manchester City. A throw in for City. After some work by O'Reilly against Harrison that far left-hand side. Here's Nico O'Reilly to take this one for City on this left-hand side. 5 minutes played so far at Goodison Park. Headed down Gundogan. Back to O'Reilly. Back into Vardiol onto Diaz. A bit of pressure now from Lillian and Jai. So Diaz is forced back to Ortega under pressure. Back wide left to Joško Vardiol. Joško, who many would say was City's player of the season. I think we couldn't argue with that. I think he is City's player of the season in my eyes. Very, very good player. Over the top by Ruben Diaz. Headed down by O'Brien. Flick round the corner by Harrison here in a foot race with Vardiol. In the end, they run out of pitch there to Everton, and it's behind for another City throw-in. The City the side trying to impose themselves in this game, as we expected. Everton will play on the counter. But they do press with intensity as well, David Moyes' side. Bernardo back towards Diaz. Ruben Diaz. Wide left to Vardiol. In towards Nico O'Reilly. On the turn here, Nico. Back towards the other Nico. Nico. Diaz. Nico. We'll refer to Nico O'Reilly as O'Reilly. And Nico Gonzalez as Nico. That's what he wants to be known as. City find their way through at the moment. At the moment, it's like a midfield three. So you've got O'Reilly right centrally in that midfield three. Two at the back really, all flick on by Bernal towards De Bruyne's port. Nunes is playing pretty much central midfield alongside O'Reilly and Nico. And the two centre-backs, very narrow, the full-backs, very, very narrow. Vardiol, ball behind to Nunes, great ball. Nunes has made the run here. It's just a little bit too heavy by Joško Vardiol. It's a nice idea. He tries to just clip it in behind, spin it in behind to Matheus Nunes, who makes the run. Nunes is bursting behind. It just flicks up off the turf, does the pass. Speeds up off the turf and flicks behind for a goal kick. Nunes did get a bit of a kick in the box there. He could have gone down for a penalty. I think probably the referee, Simon Hooper, wouldn't have given it. But he could have gone down and done it anyway. Pickford, long by Jordan Pickford, and great passing towards O'Brien on the far right-hand side. From a Leon man goes back to Tarkowski. And it finds its way all the way back to Jordan Pickford now. And Jai. Idrissa Gana Gueye, wide to Mikalenko. Back towards Branthwaite and back to Pickford again. And again, another really good pass by Pickford. He switched it into O'Brien. All 6'6" of him, slips onto Kukore and then into Lilian Jai. It's a sliding challenge by Vardiol. It's not enough to win it. And Jai with good feet. He skips past Nico in the midfield here. And Jai wide left towards Mikalenko, the fullback. He's clipped onto the far post here. Everton have got runners around the far post. Comes Harrison. Behind for a goal kick. That's a really good chance for Everton. Well, a lot of runners in there. Good move from Everton. They work it wide to Mikalenko after good play on the right-hand side by Njai. He's clipped into 3 players at the far post up against Nico O'Reilly by Mikalenko. You've got Harrison in there, Doucouré in there, Broja in there, and Doucouré's tried to take it down, pluck it out the sky as Harrison's gone to hit it. They've sort of bumped into each other and put themselves into trouble, really. And that is why he went behind for a goal kick. But poor play, sloppy from City, breaking it up from the back, playing it out from the back. And it's gone for a throw into Everton on the right side. James Garner. Wide left to Mikalenko again, the fullback. Back into Njai. Inside towards Tarkovsky. Back out towards Tarkovsky, who plays a big switch over top here towards Jack Harrison. City were offside. Referee says no. They play on. Branthwaite. Fantastic ball by Branthwaite into Mikalenko. Then he finds Njai inside. Back out to Idrissa Gane. Pressed by Ilkay Gundogan. Cross into the box by Mikalenko. O'Reilly's left it here. He's lost it against Harrison. Pulled down by Harrison. Well, really good play there by Nico O'Reilly. He's not a defender, O'Reilly. That's very clear. He's played as like an attacking midfielder, really, for the City youth system. Pep said he can play holding midfield because of his physicality. Ball comes in to the far post. O'Reilly misjudges the header to clear it away. It falls to the boot of Harrison. And then O'Reilly just managed to get his body back in front. Hold off Harrison. Make him foul him. It was a free kick. Here's Ortega. Long and forward by the German. Tarkovsky and Marmouche gives him a little bit of a shove in the back there. Marmouche is through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but it's a bit of a push on James Tarkovsky, the captain. Didn't think it was that bad of a foul by Marmouche, but the referee thinks so. Free kick Everton. Long by Tarkovsky. He clips it in towards Njai here, who just can't take it down. It's hands of Ortega, but that's too easy. And Njai makes the run from inside, from out to in. Across Ruben Diaz, who goes with him. A little bit slow, and Njai, if he takes that down with a better touch, he hits it, but he can't take it under control. It goes into the hands of Stefan Ortega. Ruben Diaz for Manchester City. Back to Ortega. Vardiel back to Ortega. Diaz. Does he try and knock it about? Nico. Bit of pressure. Back by Bernardo Silva towards Diaz. And then Stefan Ortega, who clips it towards Nunez's path, who can't win the header, and Njai does. Here's Idrissa Gane. Heavy pass, but Njai keeps it in. At the moment, Everton are growing into this one. Tarkovsky under pressure from Savinho. Outside the boot, slams it away. Taken down by Diaz. Nico. Around the corner to Bernardo. That's better from City. Here's Bernardo. De Bruyne on the overlap again here. Bernardo Silva for the third time today. Fails in his pass to De Bruyne. Takes too long. It's well dealt with by Everton. But Bernardo Silva's got to be a lot better than that right-hand side than he's been so far. Needs to be so much better. Here's Ilkay Gundogan. Joško Vardiel. Marmouche is playing wide left at the moment. In a pocket of space. It's actually Ilkay Gundogan who's playing more as a striker. Good ball by Gundogan out towards Diaz. And towards Kevin De Bruyne. Looking for Marmouche, De Bruyne. It's good to see those two finally playing together, really, in recent games. The runs that he makes, Marmouche, a play like De Bruyne will look to find him. Nico. Then to O'Reilly. Back to Nico in the midfield. Matheus Nunes. He goes wide right to Bernardo Silva. One-on-one with Mikalenko way down this right-hand side is Bernardo Silva. Only ever going to go inside on that left foot. Step over back into Nunes. Nunes could cross. Goes back out to Bernardo Silva. Then to De Bruyne. De Bruyne will cross. To the far post by De Bruyne. Savinho is there. He claims he was pulled down, Savinho, as he's about to hit this. And the referee has stopped the game to check it. Well, Savinho's arriving at the far post here. Simon Hooper says no penalty. Well, they've checked it. Check complete. Savinho is pulled down by Jack Harrison at the far post. Referee and VAR say no. Didn't really see a clear replay of it. He does go down particularly easy, Savinho. Well done, Vardiel there onto Diaz and back to Ortega. Chased by Edris Gate. I'll take it back wide to Joško Vardiol. Nicely done by Joško. In towards Gundogan, who can turn here. He clips onto De Bruyne's path. And back to Nunes. Here is Matheus Nunes. Back wide to De Bruyne. Gundogan. Nunes. De Bruyne. Chased by Doucouré. It was a bad pass by De Bruyne, a little bit slight, but not enough on it. It's like the under hit. Nunes now switches the play to Savinho. Good take on the chest by the Brazilian up against O'Brien. Back into Vardiol. Joško. O'Reilly, Vardiol. O'Reilly again and back to Diaz. Well done, City work out that bit of space there. Marmoush is playing more off the left and Gundogan through the middle at the moment. Marmoush into Gundogan. Good touches by İlkay Gundogan. Spins on it. Could play a forward pass. He doesn't do. Ends up going to Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes shoots the left foot. Oh, big save by Pickford. And behind for a corner. Well, they didn't expect that, Everton. Neither did I, sat here in the commentary box of my own home. Nunes there. Cuts inside on his left foot. Pulls the trigger. It's not... Doesn't seem like a particularly well hit shot. But it's low. Along the floor and towards the corner. And Pickford has to stretch to keep it out and put it behind for a corner. And that is the best chance of the game so far. Corner ball, Manchester City. De Bruyne to take it. City have got a few big plays in the side as De Bruyne crosses it in low and hard. Flicked out by Bernardo, back to De Bruyne. KDB, second chance at it. Goes back to the edge of the box towards Matheus Nunes and we go back towards the halfway line. City, De Bruyne. Gundogan. Matheus Nunes. Marmoush. Vardiol. Back he goes towards Ruben Diaz. Here's Nico O'Reilly. In towards De Bruyne. O'Reilly. Nunes. Little spin by Nunes away from Garner. Big step over as well by the Portuguese midfielder, now fullback. Vardiol. Ruben Diaz again. Wide to Bernardo Silva. City at the moment trying to break down this Everton side. It's certainly not easy. Vardiol. City have got the highest average possession in the Premier League, 61%, but possession isn't everything. Passing to Nico is great. That's really good play by City. A little one-touch stuff here. Here's İlkay Gundogan. A little bit slow by Gundogan. His pass works wide towards Savinho. Savinho against O'Brien here. Savinho on the outside of him. Savinho slips. And O'Brien will hold off Savinho now. And it's a goal kick. Well, Savinho there. Studs gets stuck in the ground. Slips on his backside. He tries to take him on. Is Savinho pulled down at the far post there? I don't think so. I think Harrison does pull Savinho as he gets across him. But I don't think it's enough for a penalty, what they'll say. On the replay, from what I can see. Jared Branthwaite. Big switch forward here towards Harrison. Takes it out the sky brilliantly. The pressure from O'Reilly into Doucouré. Tackle by Vardiol back towards O'Brien. Into Harrison again, who's taken another great touch here. Doucouré. Won again by Vardiol. Has been fantastic so far today, Joško Vardiol. Diaz onto Nunes here. Here's wide to Bernardo Silva. Back to Ruben Diaz. Well, at the moment, Crystal Palace are 0-0 with Bournemouth, I think it is. Southampton 0-0 and Brentford are beating Brighton by 1-0. West Ham United were the other team that are playing that was 0-0 with. Southampton, they play West Ham, 0-0. Here's Ortega. Big switcher play by Ortega. Bernardo Silva is overhit by Stefan Ortega, and that's what you lose with him in goal. I feel like his ball playing ability, Ortega's got worse since the start, since last season, which you feel like it just possibly can't do, but I don't know. I'll have to see. Here's O'Brien. Big lump in behind here. Vardiol gets there, defends it well. Nico takes it on the head and clears it away. Composure from Nico. Taken down by Savinho. Good touch by Savinho, well played. Savinho here. Wide right to Bernardo Silva, I feel shouldn't be starting ahead of someone like McAtee or Doku. That's the way it is at the moment. Kevin De Bruyne comes over the halfway line. Back to Vardy. Diaz. City trying to instigate the press from this Everton side, and when they do press, and just that little one-touch pass play around them. Here's Nunes. Back towards Diaz. City taking their time here. Diaz back towards Vardy. Play on that back as City do that back line. Probing the Everton defence or midfield and forward line who's pressing to try and find a little gap through, which they have done a few times, but once we get through, then we seem to be a little bit too slow in those killer passes, making those final decisions. Bernardo goes back to Diaz once again. Vardy. City continue to work it along this back line. But good pressing from Everton. Nico. O'Reilly in towards Nico. O'Reilly again. Gundogan. Marmoush lays it off to Savinho. It's intercepted by Tarkowski. It's a throw into Manchester City. And Simon Hooper's give it Everton's way. Well, Pep Guardiola got something to think about, hasn't he? So far, the opening 20 minutes, this one for Manchester City. There's certainly things that need to be done to the City side to improve it. Tactically, it's not been so bad today. There was a chance for Everton here. Harrison's in behind, but he's offside, Jack Harrison. It's a free kick to Manchester City. Went too early there. The Englishman who, I think he was, I don't know, he's played for Leeds, he's played for Man United, he's played for Liverpool, he's played for Manchester City as well. Here is De Bruyne. Ruben Diaz. Back to Gundogan. Diaz back in towards De Bruyne. And he goes back to Stefan Ortega. Not the most entertaining games so far. Nico there, touch and turn. Nico nearly plays himself into trouble, but he's done actually really well in that position. Nunes leaves it for Ruben Diaz. Gundogan. Diaz has moved into midfield now. De Bruyne. Gundogan. Gundogan back towards Nico. He's gone in towards Diaz's position now in the holding role. Matheus Nunes on towards Vardy. It's very much a game of City trying to find a way through Everton. Everton waiting to pounce on the counter. Win the ball up high. They've got to remain concentrated. Very difficult. Savinho. Here's Marmoush. Against O'Brien. He's lost it here, Marmoush. And pressing to try and win it back off O'Brien. Harrison. Through to Borja. Doucouré. Footing by Nico. And it's back towards O'Brien. Back to Tarkowski. De Bruyne stops him from working it across to Branthwaite, who in that back line is probably the best one to playing it out. Garner. Tarkowski. Back towards Jordan Pickford. Have to place long Pickford, I think, here. Pressure from Savinho. He does go long and down the middle. Jordan Pickford all the way up towards Broja. Vardy just gives him a little push there. Broja. In the end, City deal with it pretty easily. All the way through to Stefan Ortega. Well, Vardy just gives Broja a nudge. He goes down very easily. It allows Diaz to head the ball uncontested. Gundogan. Nico. Ruben Diaz. Wide right towards Bernardo Silva, who... Yeah, I don't know Bernardo Silva. I think his time's up, personally. They are suggesting that, you know, Benfica could be interested in a return, but it wouldn't be for a big transfer fee. Probably on a free next year. One more year of Bernardo Silva. But I just don't understand what he offers the side, really, at the moment. Going forward, he offers absolutely nothing. Ortega. That pass by Ortega. Nunes left it. Here's Doucouré. Harrison. City's back line's a little bit all over the place here. To the far post here by Everton. It's all the way out for a goal kick. Stefan Ortega's asking Nunes there what he was doing. Well, Nunes could control it. He sort of leaves it. Lets it go all the way through. Well, David Moyes sets up his Everton side, and any side he manages in a very solid way, doesn't it? 1-5, drawn 6 and lost 2 in the last 13 games under Moyes of Everton. So they've definitely had a bit of a change around, haven't they? City play out here from the back pretty well. Nico, going to play that ball forward though. De Bruyne. Back to Nico. And into Ruben Diaz. Diaz. Back onto De Bruyne. Nice ball. Outside a big passes. Poor by De Bruyne. Very sloppy from KDB. Nico Riley goes and wins it back. He apologises to De Bruyne, but he's got to be better than that. Mateus Nunes turns. Nunes. Nico. Wide right to, wide left to De Bruyne. Back into Nico. And on towards Diaz. Well, he's been okay so far, Nico, today. Playing that single pivot in front of the two centre-backs. Been under pressure quite a few times and he's dealt with it. Diaz wide to Bernardo Silva. No one to pass to. No one in this channel here for Bernardo to find. Here's Vardiol. Ball through by Vardiol to Savinho. It's a nice idea. It goes all the way through to Pickford. But from centre-back, Joško Vardiol can do that. Can find those passes. That's what City signed him to do. He's played left-back most of his time at City. He's now found himself at centre-back. Pickford. He's done well into Idrissa Gana Gueye. Spins. Across the chair, Branthwaite. Back to Pickford. Branthwaite's just instructing his players to calm down. Pickford into Tarkowski. Back to Pickford again. Then long by Jordan Pickford. Diaz against Broja. Again away by Mateus Nunes, but only as far as Idrissa Gana Gueye. He rolls it in towards Doucouré. He turns here through the midfield for Everton. Wide left to Mykolenko. Everton a lot more direct than Manchester City, but they're trying to be patient when they can as well. Branthwaite and Jai. Tackled by Marmoush and Gundogan into Marmoush, and City could pounce on the counter it, and this space of Manchester City, no Marmoush with the heavy touch. That's really poor from Marmoush. Pep Guardiola not happy at all with that from Omar Marmoush. Waves his hands around. It's poor from Marmoush. Everton can counter from it. Idrissa Gana again to Harrison. Into Njai. Cross comes De Bruyne and Njai spins. Doucouré. Wide to Mykolenko. City's counter-attacking opportunity was ruined by heavy touches by Marmoush when he had 4 City players round him. Now City under pressure. Branthwaite. Mykolenko. Garner. Nice left-hand side. James Garner. Back onto Tarkowski. Garner. Wide to Idrissa Gana Gueye. Broja. Good hold-up play by the big man up top. Tarkowski. Big sweeping ball to the far side to Mykolenko against Nunes, who loses out here. Nunes, it's off Mykolenko. Behind for a goal kick there. Not too many complaints by Mykolenko. A few Everton fans there were unhappy, but they realised the lack of protest from Mykolenko. It probably did come off him. And speaking of left-backs like Mykolenko, Everton's assistant coach, Leighton Baines, on that bench there. A very, very good left-back, Leighton Baines, wasn't he? Never really got enough chances for England, I don't think, Baines. Could have moved to Man United, but stayed loyal to Everton. All right, Everton wouldn't accept a transfer fee for him when Moyes left the club. O'Brien to throw it in, he throws it down towards Tarkowski. So 28 minutes played so far at Goodison Park. City probably had the best chance of the game so far, Mateus Nunes. Other than that, not many to talk about. O'Brien. Behind to Harrison. Keeps it in. O'Brien swings one in on the chest of Vardiol down to Gundogan. And away, long by Gundogan towards Marmoush. Pep Guardiola applauds Ilkay Gundogan to clear that one away. I think Pep Guardiola has some reservations about Omar Marmoush currently. He's got some deficiencies in his game. He scores goals and he plays well, but sometimes he's a bit sloppy in possession. He gives the ball away easy, and that's something that Pep Guardiola, we know, really doesn't like. As Broja runs at City here, he's floored Vardiol. Keeps his foot in there, makes the challenge anyway. It looked like a foul on Vardiol. O'Reilly back towards O'Brien, and Marmoush tries to go and win it back. Tarkowski, and it's all the way back towards the goalkeeper, Pickford. Pickford trying to get his team to calm down. Tarkowski in acres of space, and he finds it. Well, 67% possession so far in Manchester City's favour. 1 shot for City, none for Everton. That tells you the way the game's been so far. Not particularly entertaining. Branthwaite back to Pickford. It's better than the United game, though, the derby, which was shocking, to say the least. Branthwaite, Mykolenko. Drive from Mykolenko here from fullback. Still going in, Mykolenko. Pings one in behind towards Harrison. It's a great pass. Takes it down well onto Doucouré. Doucouré back to Harrison here. Sliding challenge by O'Reilly. Stops the cross. Back out towards O'Brien. Back into Harrison. Left-footed swinging by Harrison. It's flicked on here by Broja. I think Diaz heads it away. It's a corner for Everton. And that just picks the fans up a little bit there. Much better from Everton. Swung in by Jack Harrison. I think Broja gets a head on it. I think Ruben Diaz gets something on it as well. He goes behind for a corner. Could be in a bit of trouble here, though, Manchester City. Corner for Everton. To be taken by James Garner. City have got big players in the box to try and clear it away. Ortega is pushing O'Brien here. Clipped in by Garner. Free header off the post and away. Back in by Tarkowski and away by Savinho. Off the post by James Tarkowski. A free header for the captain of Everton. And he hits the outside of the right post. Away by Mateus Nunes now on the header. Gundogan just gives it straight back to Everton. I don't know what Ilkay Gundogan is planning there. Poor by him. Harrison. Past Marmouche and Nunes. Harrison. Cross comes in. It comes off Nico O'Reilly. Behind for a goal kick. Comes back off Harrison. It's a chance again. Cross comes in. Lofted in. It's a free header for Tarkowski. He heads it on the turn. Bernardo Silva marking alongside Vardiol. He's very unlucky to hit the post there. Stefan Ortega certainly wasn't saving it. He seems to just be watching it go in there, Ortega. Doesn't even dive, Ortega. He just watched it come off the post. And then poked away by Mateus Nunes. But City under pressure there. Good chance for Everton from a set piece, which you know they're going to try and get the goals from those areas. Ortega. Gundogan. Cross towards Diaz. Diaz pumps it forward here towards Marmouche. It's headed down by Tarkowski. On his far is Bernardo Silva. He's too slow to react here, but he's kept the ball well, actually. Bernardo. He's got to pass it, Bernardo. He's away from Doucouré. He wins a free kick, but I'd rather not have the free kick, Bernardo Silva. And if he just passed it to De Bruyne, City had a great chance of the counter there. But he's too busy doing these little turns and twists, Bernardo Silva. It's a free kick. City's way. Kevin De Bruyne over it. Bernardo Silva stands there as well. Or could it be an outswinger or an in-swinger? I assume it'll be De Bruyne. But Bernardo stood there as well just in case. Bernardo runs over it and leaves it. In by Kevin De Bruyne. It's a good cross to the far post here. And Tarkowski falls on the edge of the box and the referee gives a free kick Everton's way. I think Nico just tries to block Tarkowski off. Just stood his ground. Tarkowski runs into him. I don't think it's a foul. Everton wanted to take the free kick quicker. Simon Hooper pulls it back. Jordan Pickford's not happy. Is he ever? City back in position now. Pickford will take the free kick shot to Tarkowski on his right hand side. Tarkowski. Garner. Well, 33 minutes gone. We've not had the most exciting game here at Goodison Park, have we? You've got to try and make something of it. You know, watching it, listening to it, but sometimes it's a bit difficult. Here's Jarrad Branthwaite for Everton. Works it back towards Pickford. He's asking Marmouche to press it. His press is poor there. Garner picks up in the middle. It's too easy. Njai. Garner. Mykolenko. Won back by Bernardo Silva. Little back heel gives it to Nunes. Good pass in towards Gundogan. Taken off his boot by Doucouré. De Bruyne pokes it through to Marmouche here. Wrong side of Branthwaite. Gets the other side of Marmouche and then throws himself to the ground. And Branthwaite with a big switch of play. Out towards Harrison. Great touch by Jack Harrison again. Absolutely brilliant feat by Jack Harrison. The referee says play on. Harrison went down after a challenge from Savinho. Garner. Here is Garner again. And towards Branthwaite. A little clipping behind Nunes towards Mikalenko. Mikalenko might get there. Mateus Nunes really well. Nunes there physically. Just pushed him away and then he's fouled by Doucouré. Free kick Manchester City. Abdoulaye Doucouré is not happy with that decision from Simon Hooper. And City just get on with the game here. You have to be careful here, Doucouré and Pickford. And Doucouré still complaining the referee. He's in danger of getting booked for dissent. But before that, he was really strong defending by Mateus Nunes. He ran across against Mikalenko. And Mikalenko's not going to be the most physical battle, but he shrugged him off really well. Bernardo Silva. Nico. Against Garner. Nico keeps it in well. Gives it away, and here's a Garner. And he runs away from Nico. Andrissa Garner keeps going. And he switches it towards Jack Harrison. And he's surrounded by City players, Harrison here. Savinho's one of them. Harrison away from Savinho. Gets the cross in here by Harrison. It's headed away by Nico. Gundogan takes it down to O'Reilly, whose quick feet take him away from the Everton players. It's Savinho. Tries to clip it into Bernardo Silva's path. It's a poor pass. Give it away. And O'Reilly back into Bernardo. Nicely done by him. Bernardo, Gundogan. City need to make some more attacking actions here. Here's Savinho for Manchester City. He wants some support. And back he goes towards Vardiel. On to Ruben Diaz. Wide to De Bruyne. De Bruyne with a switch to Savinho is absolutely spectacular. Arrow towards the Brazilian. Savinho wants a run from O'Reilly. It's not coming. Savinho. Cross it in here and easy away by Bryant. Nico down. Garner wide towards Doucouré. Takes it past Nico. And O'Reilly approaches. Touch is heavy. That's probably the story of his game so far, Armando Broja. De Bruyne. Back towards Diaz. Nico. Diaz. Joško Vardiel. In towards Gundogan, who takes a really poor touch, tries to flick it away. It's poor by Gundogan. We expect higher quality in those areas from these City players. Nunes here against Doucouré. Gets away with it. Nico back to Nunes, who backheels it back towards Nico. Really good play from Nunes again, that. Actually had a pretty decent game so far, Mateus Nunes. I thought he'd struggle against Iliman Ndiaye, but Ndiaye's really sort of drifted inside and allowing Mikalenko to overlap, so Nunes isn't coming up against Ndiaye. He's a tricky player. 10 minutes approaching away from half-time. Savinho wants some support. He skipped past O'Brien here, Savinho. Ball in by Savinho. It's dealt with by Branthwaite. It's behind for a corner. Well, Savinho there wanted the player to come and take the ball off him. He didn't do it. A little drop of the shoulder. He skipped away from O'Brien, put the first time cross on that left foot. No one really in the box, and Branthwaite, with a poor cross, he's frustrated with himself that he's given away a corner to Manchester City. But what can City do with this set piece now? Captain Kevin De Bruyne to take it. Vardiel, Diaz the targets. In by De Bruyne. Headed away by Everton, good clearance. Pickford's come for it, I don't know why. And Gundogan there, it's a throw-in for City. Gundogan tries to watch it. I don't know what Jordan Pickford was doing there, but he decided to come for it. The fans in the Goodison Park, they're getting very nervous when Pickford come flying out. City now have ended up going all the way back to Stefan Ortega. He pings it forward to Bernardo Silva on the chest into Gundogan. It's too slow to react. Away by Branthwaite. Now for a throw-in for City. You just feel like that lack of pace from Bernardo Silva and Ilkay Gundogan. It does cause problems. They can't seem to get across the turf particularly quick. And in positions where you feel like they should get the ball back and they should do better, they don't do. Thrown in by Nunes towards Vardiel. And the referee says it's a foul throw. So foul throw against Mateus Nunes, and it's now a throw-in for Everton instead. Nunes' foot comes off the ground as he throws it. That's a foul throw. Harrison up against O'Reilly. Back towards Tarkowski. Some spacing behind for O'Brien. A run from Broja as well. Well away by Vardiel. O'Reilly. Nico doing really well. He's been fantastic, Nico O'Reilly. I mean, he's taken his chance in the City side without a doubt. Again, defending well, O'Reilly. Doucouré tackled by Nico. Here's Harrison. He can't control it out for a throw. Well, it's worried, isn't it, when 20-year-old O'Reilly looks like one of the most composed players in the City side. And he certainly is, the way he's playing at the moment. He trusted on the ball more than quite a few others. O'Reilly physically uses his body so well, and he's done it again there and in towards Marmoush. A tackle by Tarkovsky from behind's a tough one. O'Reilly against Vidal against Doucouré. He's been beaten here. Vidal makes the challenge. The handball by Doucouré. Free kick Manchester City. Great challenge by Joško Vardiol. Doucouré just gets the better of him in behind. Vidal goes flying with a challenge in the box. Make sure he wins it. Just got done by a touch there, Vardiol. But great challenge by Joško, and it comes up off the hand of Doucouré. Free kick City. You know, it's very risky to go to ground in the penalty area, but Joško Vardiol made sure he got that tackle completely right. Stefan Ortega, forward here. Savinho miscontrols it. Will chase against O'Brien. You know, back to Jordan Pickford under pressure from Bernardo Silva. Pickford's got to play it quick and forward. Gundogan's Broha. And Nico in there to try and win it, and he can't do. It pings around there. Garner with a foul on Gundogan. They play on Marmoush. Manages to keep it. Nico. Better from City. Nunes. Doucouré chases Diaz. Nico. Nunes. City. We seem to be very uncreative, this City side. You know, they're the sort of players you need to be looking at in the summer. I think someone who can link the defence with the attack and creative players. And we've linked with Florian Wirtz, Morgan Gibbs-White. Another heavy link there from Nottingham Forest. Ryan Cherky of Lyon, I think, would be an absolute superstar in this City side. But I just feel like he's not the sort of player City go for. But his creativeness would be amazing. Here is Nunes. We need players who can take risks in the final third. Who can find that killer pass, who can create a chance. We saw Ryan Cherky do it at Old Trafford. We've seen Florian Wirtz do it for Bayer Leverkusen. We just really need creative players. De Bruyne. Outside the boot pass to Savinho is poor. And it's out for a throw, and Savinho made the running behind there. Try to do the pass and go there. So Savinho asking Marmoush to press alongside him. Get higher up. I think Marmoush's position out of possession is something Pep Guardiola is trying to work on. His pressing area. Nico back down and away by James Garner. Vardiol against Doucouré. Does it fall to O'Reilly? No, he can't hold the player off. Here's Doucouré. Nice feet from the Frenchman. Little nutmeg on Vardiol. Fantastic feet from Doucouré. And the outside of the boot pass towards Mikalenko on his far left-hand side. They've got players lined up at the far post. They decide against the cross. Idrissa Gana Gueye instead. Will lift it in. In behind to Harrison. Takes it down well again, and Savinho takes it away from him. Sees Savinho on the counter for City. Savinho sliding his Harrison. Well played, Savinho. They want a penalty, Everton. I don't know what for. Did it touch Savinho's hand? I don't know. They want a penalty, but I don't know what for. Handball against Savinho of some sort. Here's Matheus Nunes. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Ball in behind towards Nunes. A good one. Nunes across the box here. Nunes! Good fall to Kevin De Bruyne! And it's blocked by O'Brien. Brilliant block. De Bruyne hits the shot here. It's going in the bottom corner. And Jake O'Brien throws himself at it to stop Everton from going behind. Nunes across the box. He's blocked away by Branthwaite. And O'Brien throws himself and heads it behind. If he doesn't, that's 1-0 Manchester City and a Kevin De Bruyne goal. Brilliant from Jake O'Brien, the defender. It's going in the bottom corner. O'Brien heads it away. Massive block by the young defender. Corner ball, Manchester City just before half time. 43 minutes on the clock here. In by De Bruyne. Nico O'Reilly and Nico at the far post. Pickford misses it and it goes behind for a goal kick. O'Reilly's saying to Nico he had it. It was an empty net. Nico O'Reilly's heading it into an empty net, but Nico threw his leg at it and took it away. O'Reilly's about to head that into an empty net. And Nico takes it off his head. Don't think he shouted though, Nico. He's behind him. They're going to show the penalty claim again here. Didn't even touch. I don't think he even touches Savinho's hand. O'Brien heads it on here. Away by Vardiol. Nico. Gundogan. In behind to Marmouche. Diving header by Branthwaite. Puts it behind for a throw-in to Manchester City. Well, Brentford still have that lead over Brighton by 1-0. The other games are all still 0-0. Nico down to Marmouche. Right towards Savinho. And in towards Doucouré out for a throw into City. Approaching half-time. Not the most exciting of games. Here's Vardiol. Savinho. Into Gundogan. Back towards Ruben Diaz. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Wide to Bernardo Silva here. Back inside to Mateus Nunes. Under pressure from Idrissa Gana Gueye here, Nunes. And he goes back to Diaz. And the referee, no added time here at all. No injury time, no additional time. Just the 45 minutes. Everton 0, Manchester City 0 at half time. City in 5th place on 56 points. Everton in 13th on 39 points. And so far, it's all square. City with the best chance. Kevin De Bruyne's shot, which is cleared pretty much off the line by Jake O'Brien before it ended up in the back of the net. Half-time 0-0. We'll be back after this short break for the second half.
can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Oh, my darkest memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Cause you make me love my imperfections.
quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed. I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking it galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up. I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat while I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shorty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. At 12, gon' find your ass way in New Orleans. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand am I putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, yo, bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Tryna stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel like your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel that.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour. Looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you.
Welcome back to the second half. Manchester City versus Everton. The two sides are just coming out, making their way onto the pitch now for the second half. A pretty dull first half from Manchester City, who once again play better sideways and backwards than they do forwards. No risk-taking, no chance creation, and the usual rubbish from Manchester City. We're hoping that we're seeing a little bit better, because it's been too long now. We've seen these same mistakes, these same issues coming up time and time again. Manchester City versus Everton. İlkay Gundogan on the centre circle. I'd love to see maybe someone like Jeremy Doku, James McAtee make their way into the field in the second half. We're underway for hopefully a better 45 minutes. Long by Stefan Ortega, chased by Marmoush. It's all the way through towards Jordan Pickford. That's poor by Ortega. Gets possession. Back to Everton right at the start of this half, and long by Jordan Pickford. Away by Vardiol. I mean, if City play out again in the second half, I have a feeling we'll be seeing 3 points heading the way of the side from Merseyside. It's a late tackle by James Garner on Nico there. There's no yellow card. Nico wants one. He just used his body really well, dropped the shoulder, took it away. Sliding in come James Garner, took him out. No yellow card. Here's Ruben Diaz. Matheus Nunes. De Bruyne. Across to Vardiol. Back to Ruben Diaz. Plays the long ball over top here. Headed away by Mikalenko. Nico is in there. Bernardo Silva through the back of Idrissa Gana. Again, it's stupid from Bernardo Silva. It is not this sort of tackle there. He jumps in from behind and pushes Idrissa Gana in the back. Not from an experienced player that you expect, really, at all, from Bernardo Silva. Be taken here by James Garner. Personally, and I think collectively from the City fan base, a lot of us wonder how Bernardo Silva gets in the City 11. But he seems to week in, week out get in there, despite his performances, and it is frustrating. It is difficult to see. It's a free kick for Everton. Whipped in, Tarkowski around the back here, does win the header. Chance of Branthwaite, and a big save by Ortega. What a chance for Jared Branthwaite. All smiles from Jared Branthwaite there. He thought he was about to score. Probably should score. What a save by Ortega. De Bruyne with a heavy touch here, and he's lost it out to Lilian Jai. Really poor by Kevin De Bruyne. What a chance. Tarkowski goes around the far post here. Heads it across the box. Into the middle. And it's a bad miss, really, by Branthwaite. Ortega makes a good save. He just comes out, makes himself big. Expect him to score, Branthwaite. I expect him to score. Tarkowski wide towards Harrison. Everton start the second half well. Harrison against Nico. Done really well, the young man. Again. Against Harrison. Tarkowski. Idrissa Gana again through to Harrison again. O'Reilly can't block it. Cross comes in. Ortega's lost it. Chance for Njai. Hits in towards Bernardo Silva. Blocked away now by Diaz. Away by İlkay Gundogan. Everton all over Manchester City here. A lot of pressure under the City side now. Doucouré. Mikalenko. Tackle by Nunes. Ball through and Diaz gets there. Back onto Bernardo Silva. Clears it long and away towards Kevin De Bruyne, who heads it straight up in the area, De Bruyne. Plays it off Branthwaite back to Everton again. With Idrissa Gana again. But I can see in the far side of the field, Pep Guardiola stood up. And he's looking quite worried, Pep Guardiola, I think, here. Branthwaite. What a ball through to Mikalenko. Nunes gets across to stop him. It's offside anyway, but what a ball by Branthwaite that is. What a pass. Just drives the ball across. Well, Tarkowski coming on the back post here. He beat Vardiol in the air way too easily. And Nico. And Branthwaite should score. No one goes with Branthwaite either. He's in the middle. It's a free header. And Stefan Ortega managed to get the left hand out and make the save. Good save by Ortega. Very good save by Stefan Ortega there. He's done really well. Really, really well, Ortega. Long by the German here in towards Savinho. Could just find him. He can't do. O'Brien reads it really well and goes back. And James Tarkowski's gone down here. And he's asked to come off. He's asked to come off straight away, Tarkowski. I think His hamstring's just gone. James Tarkowski immediately has to come off here. It looks like the hamstring's gone for the Everton captain here. And literally as soon as he starts running, Tarkowski drops down. But he knows straight away. He drops down, he asks for the sub. And he's not happy, Tarkowski, but he knows that could be his season over there. But it looks like he looks in a lot of distress here, Tarkowski. I think I don't know if it is his hamstring. I think it could be a little bit lower. Sort of the muscle just behind his knee. He felt it snap. He's telling the medical staff here. He felt it go. But he knew straight away, Tarkowski, that it's gone. And he limps off here, the number 6 for Everton. He knew it's something serious as soon as he turned. He's limping off here. In a bit of pain. But as soon as he turned around, he sort of stretched his leg to kick it. And that was it. He knew it had gone. So he started every game so far this Premier League season for Everton. But unfortunately, that's his season over. Off he comes, James Tarkowski. And he will be replaced by Michael Keane. He's not that much of a defender, is he, Michael Keane? But he scored some pretty emphatic goals, actually, Michael Keane. From a Burnley and Man United man. So here comes Michael Keane on for Everton. I think they'll be worried about that because he isn't that good of a defender, Keane. But he has scored some pretty amazing goals. Honestly, I've seen him score a few screamers for Everton. Long ball Everton headed away by Ruben Diaz. Garnagay beats De Bruyne to it. City get it back here through Mateus Nunes. Back to the keeper Ortega. And straight into the stands by Stefan Ortega. Manchester City. They're absolute shadow of our former selves, aren't we? I think that won't change unless there is a big overhaul of the squad. And Pep Guardiola's got to stop picking his favourites, really. It's a ball free by Mikalenko towards Broha. And it's really well done by Vardiel. Strong, quick. Keeps it away from him. Gundogan. Oh, terrible pass by Gundogan, but Nico gets it back towards Ortega. Really poor by Gundogan. Nico. Gundogan. To the left-hand side towards Nico O'Reilly. Tackle by Jack Harrison throwing for City. Well, bro, wanted a penalty or a red card for Vardiel. He's not fouled him at all. He's just stronger. Just leans into him a little bit. Uses his strength really well. It's good play from Vardiel. It's good defending. Here's Mateus Nunes. Diaz. Gundogan. O'Reilly's going into the pocket now. Savinho. Touches inside. Back towards Nico. Loads of space here for Ruben Diaz and Mateus Nunes. Diaz. Nunes. Bernardo Silva. Mateus Nunes. Now there's a bit of space there. I think Ilkay Gundogan personally should drop into. He doesn't do. He holds his position. And it means we have to go back again. Nico. Vardiel. Vardiel in towards Savinho. Back to Joško Vardiel. Switch of play by Vardiel to Bernardo is pretty good. Bernardo can't keep it in. And it's behind for a goal kick. Too slow. Well, Bernardo Silva statistically is the slowest player in the Premier League. And you could pretty much see it there. And he's running towards trying to get on the end of that one. Absolutely nowhere near. I think Doku to come on. Put him on the left and put Savinho on the right. And let City try and create something here. Pep Guardiola probably would bring on, I don't know, Manu Akanji. I don't know. Things aren't working out for City at the moment. Bernardo Silva goes and wins it back. Marmoush, a late one in by Michael Keane. Marmoush goes down. Here's De Bruyne. A terrible pass by De Bruyne. Oh, Marmoush is still down here. Everton play on. Harrison. Harrison past Nico O'Reilly. Everton get the free kick. Omar Mamouche still down. And Michael Keane's getting a yellow card for the tackle on Omar Mamouche before that. Which is very late on Omar Mamouche. Yellow card for Michael Keane. Well, Mamouche gets there ahead of Keane. He comes in with a late challenge on Mamouche. Kicks the ankle of the Egyptian. Stands right in the foot of him. Simon Hooper, the referee, saw it and he's gone back and given Michael Keane a yellow card. Who's only been on the field 5 minutes here. But he's already got a yellow card to his name. Everton free kick to be swung in by Jack Harrison. Big sweeping cross here. Branthwaite wins the header. Far post isn't shy. It's into Ortega's hands. And City could counter it if they actually looked up and tried to counter. Nice ball in from Harrison. Branthwaite did really well to go and win it against Diaz, who weak in the air, Ruben Diaz, today. Here's Vardiel for City. Nunes. Bernardo Silva. And this is where most moves end for City. Bernardo with the ball in behind to De Bruyne. Onside to the referee. De Bruyne on towards Bernardo. Nunes, De Bruyne. Terrible pass by De Bruyne. Straight back to Everton. Mikolenko clears it away and Jai spins away from Mateus Nunes here. And then a poor pass straight to Nico O'Reilly. Back into Gundogan. Back to Nico. Could have turned there Ilkay Gundogan, but he's just so slow. Vardiel. Diaz. Nunes. Oh, Nunes, the shocking pass straight to Everton, who are away for a counter here. Simple pass. Nunes makes a mess of it. In behind by Harrison to Broja. And there is Vardiel again. He's pulled down by Broja. He's been great today, Vardiel. He really has. I mean, he beaten in the air by Tarkowski, I think, for the previous chance. But other than that, been great. Good defending again. He's pulled down by Broja for Manchester City. Ball out wide here to the right side to Kevin De Bruyne for Manchester City. Nunes, De Bruyne. De Bruyne's asking his players to try and get forward. We're all just sat in front of the defence. It's like we don't want to score. It really feels like we don't want to score. Nunes. Diaz. Joško Vardiel. Wide left towards Nico O'Reilly here. The pressure from Harrison. O'Reilly. Played well again today, him. Gundogan. Vardiel. Here is Gundogan. Gundogan again. Space for Nico in the middle. Just no movement at all from the City players. Nico. Back with force to Ortega. It just doesn't look like City are ever going to score. There's absolutely a zero lack. It's zero. A lack of creativity. It's zero. Switch of play to Bernardo Silva, who pulls out of a challenger Mikolenko. It's out for a throw into Everton. Terrible by City. No creative spark at all in the team. Ilkay Gundogan. Nico. Nunes. De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. These are Savinho. These are players looking to try and create something. They created nothing. Throwing here by Everton. Flicked on. Header won by Diaz. Away by Diaz again. De Bruyne. Little spin on Branthwaite. Can't control it. Cleared away again. And Jai against Diaz. And Jai wins the flick on. Nunes against Broja. He's gone down with a head injury here, Broja. So he's going to stop the game here for the head injury of Armando Broja. I don't think it did touch his head. I think he's making the most of it here. The on loan man from Chelsea. Oh, it's the back of the head that clatters Nunes' shoulder there. It's a painful one for Armando Broja. But I think he'll be okay. As he's tried to flick it on with the header, he's connected with the shoulder of Mateus Nunes. And Everton are going to make some changes here. And it's going to be the last involvement for Armando Broja soon, because they're about to bring on a readying Beto to come on. Here's Mamouche. Vardiel. Nico O'Reilly. Back towards Vardiel. Back towards Ortega. Well, I feel a bit sorry for the defence because they're trying to give it to the players in the midfield to do something with it. And they haven't got anything creatively in them. Nico here under pressure again. Done well against the pressure, but Bernardo Silva slams it forward here for Michael Keane. Marmoush tries to gamble on it. Idrissa Gana again. Nico gets in there for the header. Fighting for it, Nico. Gets the ball. Nico keeps battling here, but it finds Doucouré. And back onto Njai. And a counter for Everton here. And here's Iliam Njai. Twisting, turning. Wide to Doucouré. Nunes goes out to him. Abdoulaye Doucouré. Doucouré. Away from Nunes. Doucouré. Shoots Doucouré. Saved by Ortega at the near post. Good attempt by Abdoulaye Doucouré. It's a good save by Stefan Ortega. Doucouré twisting and turning. Nunes not exactly sure how to defend against him. Beats him. Left-footed strike. Ortega makes a save at his near post. I think if he hits that with a bit more power, Doucouré maybe he finds the back of the net. But Ortega knew it was going there. And he makes the save. Corner ball for Everton. Well, Everton have looked dangerous from set pieces today. 2 big chances already from them. Tarkovsky hitting the post and Branthwaite forcing a very good save out of Stefan Ortega. Perhaps another chance here for Everton to put the ball in the back of the net. Bit of a talk by O'Brien to say stay on the field here. It's Bernardo Silva marking Jake O'Brien. All 6'5" of him. Crossing by Everton here. Ortega's missed it. Nunes heads it. Ortega against Brohen. Good goalkeeping again by Ortega. Nice and strong. And he throws it away towards Savinho. And City can counter here. And Savinho. And Savinho for City. And he drifts inside here. Savinho's pulled down by Idrissa Gana Gueye here. It's a certain yellow card for Idrissa Gana Gueye. City through. City away. Idrissa Gana Gueye. 2 arms around the back of Savinho and pulls him down to stop the City counter. Had to do it. Otherwise, you think City are going to score there. Good play by Savinho. Goes inside Mikalenko, Idrissa Gana Gueye. De Bruyne is there waiting. Idrissa Gana Gueye just pulls him down. Gives him no chance. It's going to be. It's a clearish yellow card, you'll see. They do talk about, you know, this orange card. That was an orange card. Very, very cynical by Idrissa Gana Gueye. But I'd ask my player to do it as well. Definitely. So, free kick for City. Cross comes in here. Far post is Ruben Diaz, who can't get on the end of it. Well, considering Ruben Diaz seems to, like, you know, be absolutely prepared for every set piece, I can't think of him ever scoring a header for us, really, or even ever scoring for us from a set piece. So here comes Everton's substitution. Armando Broja is off. And he's going to be replaced by Beto, who has his moments, doesn't he? The forward. Made a name for himself playing in Italy in Serie A. He's had his moments where things haven't gone well for him and so on. But I think he's a reasonably decent player. If you play to his strengths, that is. O'Reilly wins the header against Harrison. Idrissa Gana Gueye watched out for a throw-in. It's actually gone Manchester City's way. That was good refereeing by Simon Hooper to notice that. Idrissa Gana Gueye left it, thinking it was an Everton throw. O'Reilly to take the throw-in for City. And towards Savinho, Idrissa Gana Gueye goes and tackles it back for another throw-in for City a bit further up the field now. Beto is the key man for Everton, isn't he? The target man now. No Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's out injured at the moment. O'Reilly and away by O'Brien, big foot through it. West Ham are taking the lead over Southampton. And Shy against Nunes in a foot race here. Nunes gets his body in the way. They're throwing for Everton. Nunes struggles there and he's struggling in that situation. Well, City at the moment, judging on the way this game's gone, a draw is probably a good result. The way the game's going, because we've been poor. Long ball forward and Shy. Nunes goes and takes it off him in towards Ruben Diaz and out towards Bernardo Silva. He's got to come off this field, really. Bernardo into De Bruyne. Heavy touch by KDB. He's got Gundogan and Marmoush there, and it's poor from De Bruyne again, but they give it away towards Gundogan. He takes a heavy touch himself, and Gundogan here. He's got Marmoush on the left of him. He shoots. Savinho with a touch here. De Bruyne. Good feet by De Bruyne. De Bruyne hits one, blocked away again by Everton and cleared away. City have been a bit, I don't know, in the final third. Nunes wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Over top to Marmoush here. Headed away by Michael Keane. Harrison down towards the Drissagana gate. Away from De Bruyne. And Jai. Beto in behind. He's offside, is it? He's offside, Beto. He looked a mile off, actually. A really well-held defensive line by Manchester City to keep Beto in the offside position. Here's Ilkay Gundogan. Come on, City. Can we get this game going? Can we create some chances? Can we pick the right pass? Make the right choices? Can Pep Guardiola make the right changes? Gundogan on towards Ruben Diaz. Bernardo Silva. Nunes. Vardiol. Wide left towards Savinho. In towards Gundogan. Gundogan drifting through here. Bursting through Gundogan. Good touches by Ilkay. Gundogan still. Cross the far post here. And Nikolenko heads it down to Pickford easily. Well, a bit of burst of pace from Gundogan there. A bit of creativity. Well, the cross is poor. No one attacks it either. No one attacks it. Needs someone at the far post attacking it. Here's Michael Keane. Back to Pickford. Pressed by De Bruyne. Forced long by De Bruyne. Onto the chest of Jake Bryan. Good pass. Jake O'Brien takes it down well. And back to Jordan Pickford. Here's Jared Branthwaite. Clips into the channel here. Dealt with by Ruben Diaz. Nico is there. Uses his body really well there. Nico Diaz. De Bruyne. Back onto Diaz. It's another poor pass by De Bruyne. And then one back by Mateus Nunes. Wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Back to Nunes. Bring it forward. Nunes in towards Ilkay Gundogan. Round the corner towards Vardiol backwards. Wide left to Savinho. Gundogan. Nico. Diaz and wide right to Bernardo Silva. The pressure on Mikolenko. Back into Nico. City have possession a little bit deeper in Everton's half now. Good pass to Gundogan. Wide left to Savinho. Across the box here to Marmoush. Gets a head on it. Flicks it wide. And Jai gets it down. One of the best of crosses by Savinho. I think it needs to be lower. Brentford 3, Brighton 1. An exciting one there. It's the community stadium, the Brentford Community Stadium. Pep Guardiola's trying to encourage his players here to keep going. Come on, let's go. But we're not. But the players aren't intense enough. They don't seem to want it. I think the worrying thing is. The worrying thing is a lot of these players maybe. I'm not saying they do think this way, but there can be City players on this side that think, well, I won't be here next year, so it doesn't matter if we get Champions League or not. Decore here against Gundogan. City get it back. Savinho. Running through the middle here, Savinho. Wide to Bernardo Silva is just so... I mean, the pass from Savinho is you know, under hit, but Savinho's so slow. Bernardo Silva's so slow. Nico here. Dispossessed. It's poor from Nico. Into Beto. A tackle by Ilkay Gundogan. And back towards Vardiol. And here is O'Reilly. Nico. Back to Vardiol. There's just no movement in front of the players, though. It looks like Ilkay Gundogan's picked up a bit of a knock. Maybe he's stopped there for a little bit, but he seems okay now. His arm that he's injured, not his legs. Here's Ruben Diaz. Nunes. Nico. No one who will take the risky pass. No one who will create a chance. Nunes around the corner to Nico. Let's look forward. Nico. In towards Vardiol. Wide left to Savinho. Savinho still. O'Reilly's made a bit of a drifting behind. Omar Mamouche. Ilkay Gundogan. Joško Vardiol. Here is Ilkay Gundogan. Back to Vardiol, who's actually played the most progressive passes, I think, out of all the players today. And he's a centre-back. Gundogan. Mamouche. Gundogan. Gundogan hits it and right down the middle by Ilkay Gundogan. I think he's unhappy with Mamouche, Ilkay Gundogan. He thinks the pass wasn't good enough back to him. Little 1-2 though, Mamouche. Gundogan hits it, but hits it right down the middle at Jordan Pickford. Right down the middle by Ilkay Gundogan. Pickford here with a pass forward in towards Doucouré. Takes it well. Plays it wide to Mykolenko on that left-hand side. Mykolenko in behind towards Beto here. He's away from Vardiol and Diaz. And Beto, head up. Beto hits it into Diaz and blocked away by Ruben Diaz. Good chance again for them. Branthwaite. De Bruyne. Branthwaite. De Bruyne. Pinball at the moment. Gundogan goes and wins it back for City and Bernardo in towards Nico. And into Savinho. He's got a turn here. Savinho. Gundogan. Oh, Ilkay Gundogan. Poor touches, but he keeps it somehow. Then into De Bruyne. Everything seems to be slow. Everything seems to be mishit, mistouched. Savinho wide to Nunes. Takes so long to get there. He's tackled by Mykolenko. What is he doing? Counter for Everton. Ball behind Nico O'Reilly. This wide right-hand side for Doucouré. Back towards Harrison. Vardiol out to him. Jack Harrison. Across to Njai. Njai catches it well, but drags it well wide. At Manchester City. Nunes, he sort of saunters up to the ball, ready to sort of cross it. I don't know what he's trying to do. And Mykolenko beats him to it. Njai is the top goal scorer for Everton this year. 7 goals so far this season. Of course, he scored at the Etihad as well in a 1-1 draw. And it's looking like another draw could be on the cards here today between City and Everton. And that would continue to dent City's top 5 hopes. I'll take her into Mamouche and wide towards O'Reilly. Into Savinho. That's a really good play. Savinho. Onto Mamouche. Omar Mamouche. Mamouche. Mamouche back to Savinho. Savinho! Oh, big save by Pickford. Hits it with the right foot. It's got to be more in the corner. But it's not by Savinho. And it's saved by Jordan Pickford. Good save by Pickford. A bit more to the left there from Savinho. And I think he finds the bottom corner. But in the end, Pickford makes a save. It's a good save by Pickford. Gets down low. Lucky doesn't go underneath him. I mean, at least Savinho gets it on target, but just not with enough power from the Brazilian. Good save by Pickford. In behind by Pickford here. Vardiol watches it against Beto, who's got his body in there ahead of Vardiol. Beto managed to swing it in. Diaz loses out towards Doucouré here, and Ortega comes out to claim it. Nunes is having a bit of a tussle there with Njai in the box. Ortega wants to play it out, but not one single City player has got a forward-thinking thing in their body. Just thinking about going backwards, and Ortega can't put it out and get City on the attack. Nunes goes back to Diaz, and it's just the same turgid stuff from Manchester City. Very turgid. Gundogan. Ball forward. Come on, City. Taken down. Mamouche by Garner, but it's a fair challenge. City are absolutely nowhere near them. An offside against Doucouré on this far side. Just absolute rubbish. It's I don't know. Expected goals in this game so far in the first half were like 0.0 and 0.02. I mean, that tells you all you need to know. Here is Ilkay Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne, left-footed cross here into O'Reilly. Just dealt with by the defender, Michael Keane, I think it was. Here's De Bruyne. I mean, Champions League football slipping away for City if they don't get 3 points here against Everton. Diaz. Bernardo Silva. Back into Vardiol. Wide left towards Kevin De Bruyne. Gundogan. O'Reilly. De Bruyne. Ruben Diaz. He's starting to move the ball a little bit quicker now. Ruben Diaz with the ball behind to Savinho. It's a terrible pass. It's going to go all the way through towards Nico O'Reilly. Going to cross it in first time to the far post here. It's a good cross, but absolutely no City players in the box attacking it. Good looping cross away from Jordan Pickford and not a single player attacks it. No attacking intent from any of our forward players. And no changes yet by Pep Guardiola. No changes at all. Into the hands of Ortega. So frustrated. So very... I hope Bernardo Silva's still on this field. I don't know. Ball over the top here. Marmoush gets there. Marmoush is beaten to it by Mikalenko. Pickford. Long by Pickford here. O'Reilly cuts it out. He's been really... I think O'Reilly and Vardiel are about the only two players that can hold their heads high today. The rest have been the usual. Nico turns. Gundogan. Nico. Ilkay Gundogan. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish from Gundogan. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. City are making a change here. I think it's if it's Mateo Kovacic, I feel like turning my monitor off. Matheus Nunes. Nico. Bernardo Silva. Nunes. De Bruyne. On towards Vardiel. In towards O'Reilly. De Bruyne. Backwards we go again. Diaz. O'Reilly. Savinho. Back to Nico O'Reilly. Lots of passes but no purpose at all in it. Passing for the sake of passing. Nico switches the play to Bernardo Silva. It's a poor pass and intercepted by Mikalenko. But De Bruyne gets there back to Bernardo. Come on. Something. Bernardo. Nico. Nico looking to shoot here. Nico. In behind to De Bruyne. Good pass. De Bruyne pulls it across the box here. Good defending by Mikalenko. Away by Branthwaite. It's a foul by Bernardo Silva. Stupid from Bernardo Silva. Get off the field. Get off the field. I don't know what he's thinking there, Bernardo Silva. What is he thinking? Get Bernardo Silva off the field. Get Bernardo Silva off the field. Well, Nico is off for Mateo Kovacic. But at least he's not the only. I thought Kovacic was going to be the only sub, and that would have frustrated, but he's not. And it's Jeremy Doku that's on for Manchester City as well for Savinho. Why is Bernardo Silva still on the field? I don't know. They're going to make changes as well. Charlie Alvarez is going to come on. They're going to bring on Dwight McNeil and also Tim Burnham. How is Bernardo Silva still on the field? I have no idea. So Jack Harrison comes off for Everton. He's a good player. I'm on loan again from Leeds United. I think he's a very decent player for Everton. But Doucouré is coming off as well. The frustrating thing is, it's like Pep Guardiola's watched 70 minutes of this and still thinks, you know, that this is okay. I mean, how can he leave Bernardo? How Bernardo Silva's left in the field? He's just ruined another attack. It's just, yeah, just so frustrating. So frustrating. So Alvarez, I think Everton can go and nick this here. I'm very worried that Everton go and nick this. City have been terrible. Alvarez is a good player. Very good player. Good finisher, actually, for a midfielder / striker. Long by Pickford here into the middle towards Garner, who flicks it over City go and get it back. Kovacic. Here's Doku. Spins away from the challenges. Doku, not a bad start from Jeremy Doku here. Lively from him. Against McNeil. Doku. Kick from McNeil. He plays on. Evades the challenge. Kovacic. Gundogan. Here's Nunes. Wide right to Bernardo Silva, who somehow he's still on the field here. Bernardo. Mateus Nunes. Bernardo Silva. Just does nothing with it. Takes his time. Pass it back to Nunes. Into De Bruyne. Back wide to Bernardo Silva again. Swings across in here by Bernardo Silva, and it's all the way behind for a goal kick. Poor cross from Bernardo. Just offers nothing. Bernardo Silva is like playing with 10 men at the moment. And that's a terrible cross, really. It's to no one. No one in there. Maybe it's a good cross if someone's in there, but no one's ever in there. And I just don't understand how Pep Guardiola's watching this and is happy with it. I just don't get it. Long ball to Beto. Ruben Diaz wins the header. Back forward by Kovacic. It's not Doucouré who's gone off. They said Doucouré was going off. He's not. He's still on Doku here. Away from Doucouré. Doku. There's the poke run through to Marmoush here. And out comes flying Jordan Pickford to get there. I think he'll be okay. I think his own player might have caught him there. Michael Keane the way through Pickford. Well, Doku here is already making a big difference off this left-hand side. Poke through to Marmoush. I think Michael Keane comes out. And he just kicks his goalkeeper on the way through as he tries to jump over him. I think he's okay. Pickford, he plays on. 81 minutes on the clock. A defeat today, or even a draw here today, and I think Champions League's over for City. I genuinely do believe that. Nunes loses the header against Alvarez. Diaz back to Ortega. Long and away by the German. Up towards Marmoush, who's not winning any headers. Nowhere near him anyway. It's straight towards Branthwaite. Bernardo Silva takes it down the chest. Just clears it away, Bernardo Silva. Not a bad ball, though. Oh, Michael Keane's made a big mistake here. Marmoush is in! Oh, and saved by Pickford. What a chance. Michael Keane makes a massive mistake. Should Marmoush score? Bernardo Silva just clears it away. Marmoush chase it. Keane loses track of the bounce. And Marmoush, oh, if he doesn't catch it with... He catches it wrong and actually scuffs it into Jordan Pickford. Should score, Omar Marmoush. Should score. In by De Bruyne. Headed away by Michael Keane. Dwight McNeil heads it on. Mateus Nunes cuts out the counter straight to De Bruyne. Lifts one in De Bruyne. Easily away again by Everton. Kovacic. Doku. Wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Back to Kovacic. In towards Nunes. Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan's not happy with Nunes' pass there. He fires it at him. There's an Everton player on him. Nunes. Back towards Ortega. Long by Ortega forward, straight back to Everton, taken down by Mikalenko. City waste possession. Pep Guardiola stands with his arms either side of him. He's very unhappy with his goalkeeper. Diaz makes a slide and challenge here, had to. Bernardo actually keeps him on this far right hand side. Bernardo Silva. Mateo Kovacic. Gundogan. Turn! Oh my word. Oh, he's going backwards. Just turn. Kovacic here. Bringing the ball forward for City. Into Marmoush. Heavy touch by Marmoush, but he skips past Michael Keane. Marmoush wide towards Doku here. Doku, heavy touch. Doku. Terrible touches. In the first touch of this team, you wouldn't think they were top class players. Pings off every one of those foots. Bernardo onto Nunes here. Cross across the box here! And it's Nico O'Reilly in the middle to score for Manchester City. Goal for Nico O'Reilly, who's made a massive impact on this City side since coming in. And he should have been playing all season. Crossing by Mateus Nunes, and it's young Nico O'Reilly again. Come on. 1-0 Manchester City. I can't say it's deserved. We've been turgid today. But there is Nico O'Reilly in the box. Nunes onside, fires it across, and Michael Keane's beaten to it by Nico O'Reilly. Brilliant. It's too easy. Mikalenko should stop that cross. And O'Reilly, from left back, gets in the middle and gets the goal for Manchester City. Come on. Across Michael Keane. Instinct to get in there. And scores for Manchester City 1-0. Nico O'Reilly scores a game. And City are going to make more changes. I think Manu Akanji's coming on. Defensive changes. Long ball forward away by O'Reilly. Towards Jeremy Doku. Who can keep it in. He's away from Dwight McNeil. And brilliant by Doku. And Doku gets going again here. Brilliant Jeremy Doku here. Tira Burnham with a cynical challenge on the ankles of Jeremy Doku. And it's a yellow card for the Everton man who's just come on. Jeremy Doku flying past the challenges. And then a late one by Ira Burnham. Nasty one. Ira Burnham, very nasty tackle on Jeremy Doku, who's got back to his feet now. Good play from Doku. The City fans are roaring now, and this would put City on 58 points. 1 point behind third place Newcastle, 1 point clear of fifth place Nottingham Forest. Could do with Nottingham Forest and Chelsea dropping points, City. Newcastle as well. It's a free kick Manchester City, and De Bruyne plays it wide left to Doku. Back towards Ilkay Gundogan. And back to Doku again, this left-hand side. Jeremy Doku for Manchester City. Gundogan. Vardiol. Doku. Gundogan. Into Kovacic. Should turn here and play the pass. He makes a meal of it, but City get it back anyway. Vardiol back onto Diaz. Into Mateus Nunes. Good play from Nunes there. Back towards Ruben Diaz. Diaz plays it left-footed. Tries to switch it to Jeremy Doku. Headed away by Michael Keane. And Doku watched it out for a throw into Manchester City. All the Everton stewards lay on the floor along the sides of the field. Alongside the City fans. Nico O'Reilly comes across to take this throw in. City fans shouting, Nico, Nico. Another superstar from the academy. Marmoush here. Spins in the box here. Marmoush, Marmoush, Marmoush, Marmoush! Oh, he slips as he hits it. If he doesn't slip, he scores. What a chance. Skips past the challenge in the box in those little tight spaces. What a chance for Omar Marmoush. I think he's picked a bit of an injury to his elbow here. Skips past Keane. He just slips as he goes to hit it. It's Branthwaite. Slips again. Manuel Akanji comes on. He's returned to the City side. And he's coming on for Kevin De Bruyne, the number 17. City's captain is off. And here comes Manu Akanji for Manchester City. So the Evertonians as well actually applauding Kevin De Bruyne off, which is nice to see. A good bit of respect there from the Everton fans towards the greatest Premier League player ever. Throwing O'Reilly towards Marmoush. Good touches by Omar. Under a lot of pressure, but he works it onto Nunes. Well played, Omar Marmoush. Wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Nunes. Plays it in behind towards Gundogan. Heavy pass. Pickford is there and he launched it up. Jordan Pickford. Manu Akanji goes and wins the hair against Ira Burnham. Kovacic against Ghana doesn't. Beto is there. Akanji goes in and wins it back. Offside against Beto. Free kick Manchester City. High line from City. I mean, Beto's offside. About 5 yards over his own, away from his own half. Very aggressive high line from City there. It's worked well. Got a free kick. 88 minutes on the clock here. About to strike 89. And City might be able to come away with all 3 points here. After not a good game at all here. O'Brien's been left 1-on-1 with Doku here. Doku past O'Brien. Doku. Cross the box here. Good defending by Everton just and away. But what an impact Jeremy Doku's made. On the chest of Mateus Nunes. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Manu Akanji's come on in midfield here for City. Back to Bernardo and back towards Diaz. Kovacic. Kovacic is actually playing deeper midfield than Akanji, interestingly. Vardiel into Doku. Into Nico O'Reilly. And towards Marmoush. City have got space here with Doku on this far side. Back to Doku here. Chased by Irabunum. Doku. Behind for a corner, I think. It's gone behind for a corner to Manchester City. Looked like Doku had run it out before that, but the assistant referee said no. It's hard to see it from this angle. He's gone out actually from Doku. It's a clearly gone out, but he's given a corner for City, which I'm not going to complain about. Well, as an Everton fan, you'd be frustrated. Well, there's no added minutes in the first half. There's going to be 5 added in the second. City's final game at Goodison. Can they get all 3 points? Jordan Pickford's got a yellow card here for complaining. The captain for Everton, since the departure of James Tarkowski. Marmoush plays it short to Doku. Nico O'Reilly on towards Mateo Kovacic. Ruben Diaz. Tries to switch it back towards Doku. Great ball by Diaz, and Doku picks it up. Brilliant from Jeremy Doku. Doku here. Marmoush. Kovacic. Akanji, who's playing actually further forward than Kovacic, which is interesting. Nunes in towards Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Back out to Nunes. Into Akanji. Given away by City. Diaz has to go and make the challenge, which he does do. Actually finds its way out to Doku again. Doku. Into Gundogan, who turns here. Gundogan. Kovacic! Oh, he scored again! 2-0 Manchester City. And Kovacic breaks his highest ever goal scoring season. He's done it again, Kovacic. 2-0 Manchester City. That is game. Should be game anyway. I mean, I don't want to say that after the Lyon game. I watched the other game against Man United. 2-0 win. Kovacic again. And City are going to be getting all 3 points now, hopefully. Brilliant. Well, Jeremy Doku has come off the bench and absolutely changed this game for Manchester City. Been absolutely brilliant on that left-hand side. Diaz finds him. On a tackle, it just fortunately falls to Doku, who's onside here. O'Brien's slow to get out to him. Doku into Gundogan. Nice touch. He tries to shoot. He can't. Then he pulls it back to Kovacic. And Kovacic arrives on the edge of the box. Hits it with the right foot. He slips as he shoots. It's like a sliding tackle sort of thing from Kovacic. As Garner comes in for it as well. And the connection finds the bottom corner. Past Pickford, 2-0 Manchester City. The City fans are enjoying themselves now. And here's Bernardo Silva, and City could come again here. Bernardo White, Omar Marmoush. Against Alcaraz. Being pushed by Alcaraz, and Marmoush drifts past him brilliantly. And goes back out and back towards Bernardo Silva. Brilliant from Omar Marmoush there. Fantastic hold-up play. Gundogan. Nunes. Gundogan. Bad pass by Nunes. Irabunum keeps it in. Bernardo goes and wins it back. And here's Kovacic. And on towards Vardiel. Now wide left to Jeremy Doku. Who's off again here, Doku. Been brilliant since he's come on. Absolutely brilliant, Doku. Nico. Kovacic. Diaz. Ilkay Gundogan back to Vardiel. 2 minutes on the clock here remain to play all 95 here at Goodison Park. O'Reilly the ball in behind towards Doku against O'Brien. Doku beats him to it. Doku holds him off. Doku's pushed away by O'Brien. It looked like a bit of a foul, that referee. But he was in the box. He's not going to give it. Doucouré. Back to Michael Keane. Cleared away. Only as far as O'Brien. Here's Dwight McNeil. Doku makes a slime challenge. Wins it back. Kovacic. Marmoush. Marmoush here. Back out towards Manu Akanji. Akanji. Kovacic. City have taken the sting completely out of this game. Marmoush spins, can't get there, and it's all the way through to the goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford. But Everton a frustrated side. A lot of the Evertonians have gone home now. Pickford to send this one long. And he does do. And Nunes heads it back into the middle. Taken down by Kovacic and back out to Nunes. Good play from Mateo Kovacic. Well done. Here is Bernardo Silva. Well, the substitutions Pep Guardiola made have made an impact. Kovacic and Doku. I wasn't happy about Kovacic coming on, but I thought it was just going to be Kovacic. But he has changed the game in the sense that he scored, hasn't he? But Doku's the one who's changed the game completely. He's been brilliant since he's come on. Really has. Nunes. Kovacic. Terrible pass by Kovacic. Gives it away. Garner. Back towards Branthwaite by Everton. In towards Irabunum. Tries to turn. Goes back into Michael Keane. Time is pretty much up now. Long and in behind by Jordan Pickford towards Mikalenko. Away from Bernardo Silva. In towards Dwight McNeil. Chance here for Everton. Blocked away by Diaz. Back to Mikalenko. Big block by Joško Vardiol. Away by Gundogan. Irabunum. Alvarez here. Wide right towards O'Brien. Behind for a throw in for Manchester City. And that, I think, is going to be it. There's a handshake and a hug by David Moyes and Pep Guardiola. Final game at Goodison Park for Manchester City. It's 3 points City's way. And a big 3 points because City continue their voyage to try and finish in the top. Andrew did get his prediction right. He said 2-0 to City. And it certainly was. Goals from Nico Riley, 84th minute. And Matteo Kovacic in the 92nd. Give Manchester City a 2-0 win. And keep them in 4th place in the Premier League table. And hopefully that bit closer to getting Champions League football next year. Man of the match has to go to Nico Riley or Joško Vardiol. Probably Nico Riley scoring the winning goal pretty much in the 84th minute. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. And please do check out our other content on the channel. And we'll see you guys for another Manchester City game. Hopefully not too far away next time.